Welcome to the Let's Talk BS podcast. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Sofia.
And we coming to you live from the
757.
where we talk about real estate, culture, and current events. I had to change it up on you guys today, right?
Yes.
What's going on, Sophia? How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
I see. I feel like we've had a day's worth of work in the first hour and a half of this morning. Like, yes. I feel like it's been...
This morning, I probably... I didn't work that hard, but I feel like my mind was just on overload on a Friday. And those two things don't go together.
Nah, they don't. They don't. Because Fridays, like I always say, is I try to wind down or have closings. That's pretty much it. I don't really try to do too much mental work on Fridays. But,
absolutely.
You know, sometimes it calls for it, so we gotta show up.
Yeah.
So, but how you doing? You doing good?
I am doing good.
That's good. That's good. We had a event yesterday. Yesterday was National Margarita Day.
It was.
So for the second year in a row, we had an event, kind of, using that as the reasoning. We are getting, everyone together, kind of networking, just sharing, contacts and just having a good time. So last year we had it at Latina Carretto? How you say it?
Cantina
Loretto. Yeah, I said that backwards. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, so that was last year. And then this year we had it at Union Taco in the Summit Point area, the nice downtown-ish area that they're building in Chesapeake. Mm-hmm. I'll say one thing, for the 2 years in a row that we've had it, it's been like the nicest day of the winter.
Yes.
Last year was really, really nice. I remember I had short sleeves and I was actually looking at video of it because it came up as
you did. Yeah.
Yeah, it came up as how like on Facebook, it has like this happened a year ago type of thing or whatever, memory, I guess is what it's called. And so I was like, dang, I was wearing short sleeves in February last year, but I guess it was pretty warm. And then yesterday was pretty warm too. We was in the joint sweating.
Yeah, I was hot. When I saw you sweating, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not tripping because I was definitely, and I'm not a sweater. I mean, you couldn't see my sweat, I'm assuming. Yeah. But I felt it. Like I felt, when you start getting hot, you can feel the heat. It's like.
Yeah. And I'm a sweater, so the beads start going on my forehead when I start sweating, man. So, yeah. Because I got oily skin, so naturally, if I'm you'll see.
I know because my upper lip start to get moist.
Oh, for real? That's how you're doing? Was your upper lip
it was moist
yesterday?
Yeah.
It was yesterday?
It was moist. I was like, hold on, wait. I got to walk up here.
She said it was moist.
I was like, hold on, wait.
It was moist.
Then I looked at you. It was somebody else who was sweating. I was like, okay, it's not just me. I thought I was tripping. I really did.
Yeah, nah. It was warm in there.
It was warm in there.
I think what happens, because I'll even say this, it happens at my house, because I normally, at my house, I keep during the wintertime, I keep the heat on 68.
What? Yeah, that's too cold.
That's too cold?
68?
The heat?
Yeah, the heat on 68.
Yeah, I don't like it burning hot in my crib. But anyway.
I like 71.
71 heat,
yeah. 72 if it's cold outside.
Yeah, I was going to say, I keep it, mine's 68, and if it's cold, it's 69 is what I have it on. So anyway, days, you know how days though, like when you have the heat on, right? And then you have those one-off days where it's like it becomes hot outside, right? Like the peak of the day when the sun is out or whatever. Then it becomes like really, really hot because you got the heat and the combination of that, the solar energy coming through.
And
then
the people.
Yeah, and then the people. So I think that's I think it was a little bit of all of that yesterday.
And then the area that we were in. Because usually when we do events, we always have an indoor-outdoor space.
True. Yeah.
And this time it was very indoor.
Yeah.
So it was a little different than what we normally do, but it was nice. I like Summit Point. Great area to just go and hang. Yeah. If you're a family person or even if you're in business, it's a nice entertainment area. Yeah. That I like. Kind of like Town Center. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. Nice. I agree. Yeah. I like it. It was nice. We had a good amount of folks come out. Really good time. Everybody was meshing well. And that's the biggest thing I always like, because I have a lot of people I talk to on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So does Sophia, so does our teammate Laura as well. Mm-hmm. And so I just like to kind of get everybody together every now and then because if you can cross-reference everyone, maybe there's a need that this person has that they can help with. And,
correct.
I like to be like that connector, I guess you could say, as far as getting folks together. So, the events we typically have is for that reason, and just to kind of have a good time too. Everyone's working, you got, people got kids.
I felt like last
life.
night I was the connection. So your friend that was sitting across from me about the basketball, what's his name?
Oh, Jerome, yeah.
Okay, so I said, Jerome, what do you do? Because I forgot. He was like, oh, I own this. And I was like, oh, you do? Okay. Let me put you in contact with some people who does like renovation where they can use your waste or the business that he owns. So I had them exchanging information.
Yeah. And that's what it's about. I mean, that's what it's honestly about. Because it's like when you put the people together, I mean, that's what you want to do. You know, because like I said, Jerome's my buddy. And it's weird like how I am. Like I got friends and people like, associates like in different ways, right? So I met Jerome many, many years ago at the church that I grew up in, right? Okay. I mean, back when I was in high school, like, that's when I met him. So it's like, we became friends, through
Y'all went to the same high school?
Nah, we actually went to rival high schools. Yeah, so he went to Salem High School.
Salem, okay.
And I went to Tallwood. Yeah, but the church that we grew up in is actually close to Tallwood, but the schools are on the same street. So it's like it's not far from each other, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just, the church was a pretty big church.
He told me I looked like I was 29. I said, "Oh, you all right with me?"
Jerome's a jokester. He's a jokester for sure.
Oh, he was joking me when he said.
I don't know. I wasn't there. See, I know Jerome well enough where I know when he's joking and when he's not joking. Yeah. So for someone who don't really know him, I mean, it's probably kind of hard to tell a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I picked up on it. Yeah, okay. When y'all were talking about basketball and stuff, I could pick up on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, I met him a long time ago, man. So he's good people. So I got people like that. And I got people who I met 5 years ago. I got people who I met 10 years ago, and just different points in my personal journey, I guess you could say as well. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty cool just to have everybody there, have a good time, have a couple margaritas. The margaritas was good too. Did you like them, or you didn't like them? Oh, you didn't like them?
I'm not a margarita person.
Oh, you didn't have one?
I had one.
Oh, so you didn't like it then? I'm not a big margarita person either, but I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't like them, but I'm not a margarita person. So
what does that mean then? You don't have an opinion, I guess?
No.
Oh, okay. Mm-mm. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a margarita person either. I mean, I don't even drink tequila really at all. But I felt that the margaritas was pretty good. I mean, I thought they were pretty decent, especially for the happy hour. Normally happy hour, I feel
it
like
was a nice size.
Yeah.
I really do think that. Yeah, it was a really good size. I mean, I think that it did what it was intended to do. Yeah. So for everybody else who likes to drink, I think that was a good choice. Yeah. But personally, I would never go to a restaurant and order a margarita.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Me
neither. Never.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. But yeah.
It's just preference, that's all.
Yeah. I feel you on that one.
But they were good for what they were for.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
I didn't even taste the food. I was talking so much.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I've eaten the food there before, and I'm going to be honest with you, the food was okay. Yeah. At best, it wasn't really the greatest. I think it was a combination.
People said the tacos were good. I took my daughter on a date there.
You said you took your daughter on a date there?
Mm-hmm,
so you tacos?
And we had tacos, and we both didn't really care for them that day.
Yeah.
But I've been there before where I've had birria, and that was okay.
Okay.
But one thing, their pairs are so different. They have like birria tacos with rice and beans, and usually birria goes with the dip, and you don't really put that together. Yeah. So I do like that they
kind of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. I've eaten there before, and like I said, the food wasn't the greatest to me. So yesterday, it's funny, like you said, we had actually food there. Like we had, I mean, it was a little bit, just kind of finger food. Yeah. But I didn't even get to eat any of it. Like I didn't try it. I think I wasn't like motivated to eat any of it because I really didn't care for it the time that I've eaten there before. Yeah. And on top of it, typically that's just something with me. When every time there's an event that I do or I'm a part of, like I'm always worried about everybody, making sure everybody's having a good time, that I never eat. Like I don't know why it is. Like that's just how I am. Like I never sit down and eat. I'm always just like, make sure I talk to everybody, make sure everybody's okay, make sure if they need a drink or need to know where to go or whatever. So, but I think I did hear a couple people say the food was pretty decent. I seen people going back and forth and getting it. So
yeah, me too. It was pretty much gone. So I would assume that they liked it.
But you know how some people do with free food though. If it's free, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah, but that was a good time though. I had a good time, man. It was pretty cool. What else? What else was your week like this week? Did you have any? Well, I guess starting last weekend up until yesterday. I guess we're kind of in the reverse of what we normally do. We normally start with the weekend and kind of lead up to today. Yeah. But we started from yesterday.
Last weekend was my son's birthday party.
Okay.
Yeah, so he turned 5. We had a party at Funville. It was really nice. He enjoyed himself. He was so cute. I did his hair different than I normally would.
Okay.
His theme was Sonic, so we were all Sonic'd out. He had a Sonic outfit on, all that good stuff. So it was really nice. All his friends came. It's this little girl that he absolutely loves named Leia.
Uh-oh. You said that kind of differently, like you don't like that.
No, I like her. She's a pretty nice little girl. Yeah, she's very respectful and stuff like that. And she came, and so they were all buddy-buddy. You know, they did everything together.
Okay.
And my friends came down from Petersburg and stuff like that. So it was really nice. We had a good time. Kids had a good time. By the time we came home, Carter was done. He was knocked out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mommy had a win.
You said mommy had a win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TKO.
Yeah. Yeah, kids normally, that's normally how it goes. I mean, it depends. Sometimes it really depends. Sometimes kids, after a birthday party, they've been running around. Yeah. They're amped up, so they'll go to sleep.
He was like you. He didn't eat.
Oh, okay.
So when it was time to sit down and eat the pizza, he was like, no, I want to go out and play. I want to play.
Oh, for real?
So he didn't eat his pizza. I made him sit there. He just didn't eat it. And then my son he does not eat cake. He does not eat cupcakes. He does not eat ice cream. So.
Dang.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So what y'all have? Y'all had a cake still though, right?
Yeah, I got a number 5 cupcake cake.
Okay.
With Sonic and Tails like along the 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was 24 cupcakes made up the number 5.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Black-owned business.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah. It was a custom cake. It was really nice. I liked it. It was actually good, too.
Okay.
It was really good. I got a lot of compliments.
I ain't had a cupcake in a minute, man. I might need to give me a cupcake, man.
It was really good.
Yeah, cupcakes are one of my weaknesses. But yeah.
So then he didn't eat any of that. He just doesn't, I don't know. He just doesn't like cake, chocolate. He can't stand chocolate. No type of chocolate. Mm-hmm. He will eat like a plain glazed donut. Mm-hmm. And he may eat a powdered donut. May. Mm-hmm. He got to be in the mood for it. Mm-hmm. But outside of that.
I wonder if he's going to be like that, like, as he grows up, if that's ever going to change.
He doesn't drink soda at all.
See, these are actually good things that he doesn't.
It is.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, that'll be really
but my man
healthy
chips, though.
He loves chips.
Oh. I used to call him chips when he was a kid because he used to be like, chips. Can I have chips?
That's funny.
My man loved chips, but the sweets. Now he will eat like a Starburst and what's the other one?
Skittles.
Yeah, Skittles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He'll eat those too. Maybe a Mamba, but no other candy. It's crazy. Yeah. He won't even sit and like have a lollipop.
I'll say my son, man, he's one thing that's changed with him recently as far as like, you know, the sugar eating habits, like he doesn't eat icing like that no more. Like we went, as a matter of fact, we went to a birthday.
No icing.
Yeah, like I mean, he used to love it. Like my son used to love him. He just eat the cake and icing or whatever. But I remember we went to a birthday party at Funville. This was probably not too long ago, maybe a month ago, I want to say. We went and he didn't we were sitting there and he was like, Dad, I don't want the icing because they give you like cake and like ice cream, like the little circle joints of ice cream. I guess like it's part of the package or whatever. I don't know. But I was like a part of the package. So he didn't eat none of the cake. He just had all ice cream.
See me when I eat cake, if I eat cake, because I'm not big on cake either, I turn the cake upside down, so I put the icing on the bottom because I don't eat icing either.
Yeah, well, that's where you get it from then. I guess your son.
No, because my other 2 kids, they eat it.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe they didn't get that part.
Maybe.
So, yeah.
And then my daughter, she loves soda, the older one.
Yeah.
And the middle one loved juice, and he does not drink soda. He will drink some juice, but he will drink water too.
Gotcha. Yeah. I love. I like cake. I like icing too. I mean, I think that's the best part, to be honest with you.
He doesn't eat cookies.
Wow.
Nothing. I'm telling y'all.
That's
nothing.
Crazy.
Which is good, but literally for his birthday, I bought a cake for everybody else, not for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So things like that is like, ugh. Like, I could have saved this $150.
Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously, people come to birthday parties to have cake, so had to do it. Yeah.
So what else you had? You had the birthday party this past weekend.
Yesterday, I got a massage. That was nice. Yeah. Yep. Got a massage. What did I do? I did something yesterday morning. I can't remember what I did, but I had a closing this week that I missed. Mm-hmm. So let me tell you. So this particular attorney has 2 different offices, and it was my fault. I wasn't paying. I assumed that the closing was at the one in Virginia Beach. Mm-hmm. So I went to the office in Virginia Beach. Come to find out, the closing was in Newport News, but there was no way that I was going to make it from Virginia Beach to Newport News within 15 minutes and still make it back on this side to get my daughter off the bus.
So let me ask you a question, because I've done that before, but the way I guess. Where's the house located at that they bought?
Campton.
Yeah, then that's the kind of the context to know that their office is that the closing is probably. Or did you even know that they had an office in Newport News, or you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I thought you knew that they had. I think I know what you're talking about. I thought you knew.
For me, I would never. I almost will never go to a closing on that side of the water.
Yeah.
Almost never, because of coming back.
Yeah.
Getting there is a breeze, but coming back, I have to get my daughter off the bus. I can't afford to get caught in traffic and not make it.
I'm with you.
So I stay on this side of the water. I would have told them, like, hey, next time. But what I did was the very next day, me and the agent went to the house that she bought.
Oh, that's cool.
And we took gifts over there. Yeah, so it was nice.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good stuff.
Yeah, but she's not even that far. Like, she's like by Hampton University. She's not even.
Yeah, right out the tunnel there.
Yeah, she's right out the tunnel. So technically, she could have went to Virginia Beach. I mean,
nah.
She could have.
Nah, I mean, no. Nobody. What I'm saying is, like, that's
because
why.
That's on that side of the water.
Yeah, that's like it's like what they say. What Jesus used to say? It must be 2 sides. Like, it's the other side of the water. Like, most time, like, basically what I was trying to say from the beginning was, if you know where the property is that they're buying, if it's on the other side of the water and the closing attorney has an office on the other side of the water and on the south side, they're gonna have the closing at that, in the Newport News office if the house is in Hampton, Newport News. But if the house is in Chesapeake, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, they're gonna most likely have the closing here on this side. So that's how they differentiate it, you know what I mean? Just so you know for the next time.
Little nugget.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just know for the next time. So.
Thanks, Dad.
You stupid, man. But let me see.
What did you do last week?
So last week, I didn't do much. We had, I think Saturday, I don't remember what we did Saturday. I don't think we did anything Saturday, to be honest with you. Just kind of relax. Chill. Oh no! What we did, we went to we didn't do nothing Saturday. This was Sunday. So Sunday, my son had his last basketball game. So Saturday, I don't think we did anything. We just kind of relaxed. Sunday, my son had his last basketball game. They won. He did very well. He scored again. It was really, really cool, man. My parents came to the game. My sister and everybody came. So like, I could tell my son was really nervous. At the beginning of the game, he kept looking back at him or whatever. And he actually scored the very first point of the game. And they won, I think it was like 22-6. And so they finished tied for first place because their record was 6-1 this year. So they won all their games besides one. And another team had the exact same record as them. So they technically, I guess, finished, tied for first place or whatnot.
So the team that has the same record, is that the team that Brooks' friend played? Okay.
Yep.
With the tall kids.
Yeah. They kids is tall, man. Yeah, they real tall. It's crazy. That's great. But the league my son's in, though, it's a 5-7 league, though. So
yeah, that's typically how it goes. They go 3-5, 5-7.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some 7-year-olds, that are pretty tall. My son is 5, so he's actually tall for 5, but like, I mean, he's still 7. Yeah, that's a big difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, he did very well, man. I was excited for him. He was excited after he scored or whatnot. And then, after the game, they got trophies and all of that. And we went to my favorite place to go take the kids or whatnot, called Shore Break Pizza. So we went there out in Pungo and had kind of I guess this is the end of the year.
Party.
not a party, but it was just me, Brooke, and the kids went, because that's something they love, pizza, and I like to go there. So, we went there and sat there and ate.
Is that the place with off the water?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about taking my kids there too.
Yeah, it's nice. I really like it. So we went there, ate after the game.
Have you ever been there like during the sunset? Like, how is the sunset? Have you ever been there during that time, like 4 or 5?
Nah, the times that I've been, it's been like afternoon times. Yeah, it's been like daytime. Like this past time, this game was at 12:30. It finished at like 1:30. We got there like 2. So I was there from like 2 to like 3:30. Oh, okay. And a couple other times I've been, it's been pretty much lunchtime. I've never been there like in the evening time before. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, went there, ate, and then just came home for real and just chilled. Yeah. What else happened this week? Work-wise, it's been pretty busy. Work-wise, yeah. I had a closing today. I had a closing on Tuesday as well. What else? I got the property that I have in Suffolk. One of the properties I have in Suffolk, the buyer's getting ready to close on that. They did their final walkthrough yesterday. I was kind of nervous about it a little bit.
Why?
Because you always. I don't know. For me, from a seller standpoint, is this the property that's
on the dead road on that country road?
Nah, not that one. This is one it's over in near Franklin. It's way out there. It's way deep Suffolk. Yeah. So this particular one, the buyer did their final walkthrough yesterday, and so my builder, he met them, the couple out there at the property. I don't know. You always get nervous. You know how it is. Like there's like different checkpoints in the process of actually completing a sale, right? So the home inspection. So you kind of get nervous, like, hey, make sure that they, the picker gets ratified. Then after that, then it's like, hey, there's things on, there's things that were on there that they want to get completed. So, you just want to make sure that they're happy with everything, that they don't just change their mind. And plus, this is a VA buyer who's buying the house. So, they can kind of just like, change their mind on some stupid crap or whatever, you know what I mean? To a degree. So, anyway, the builder called me yesterday and was like, yo, they love the house. He was like, man, you could have squeezed a couple more dollars out of them, man, because I'm paying their closing costs. He was like, man, because the wife, she loves the house. She was pointing out all the things that she likes about the house. And I guess they told him that they had been looking for houses for months, and this house met everything that they wanted or whatnot. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I wish I'd have known that when I was negotiating, but obviously you don't know that.
You don't know.
What I'm saying? Yeah.
And that one probably sat for like a little bit longer than what you expected. So you was like, hey,
yeah.
I'm willing and ready.
Yeah. I countered them. They came and asked, they offered full price, but they also wanted to pay all of the closing costs. And so what I came back with, because I had already did a price reduction as well already, so I already was taking a hit there. So I offered them to go up $5,000 in price, and then I would pay their full closing costs. Okay. And he was like, man, he was like, I don't know what kind of money they had. He was like, but they probably would have paid their own closing costs, bro. It's a VA loan, so we know that they're not having to, at least come out of their pocket, for the down payment or anything like that or whatnot. But yeah, they really like the house. I got to go out there tomorrow and take the lockbox off of the house because they actually close on Monday. So I'm excited about that.
So I went to the lady that I had closed this week. It was a new construction property too. Mm-hmm. And when we got to the property, she showed us the property. And the finishes that they had in that house was really, really nice. Mm-hmm. All the bathroom mirrors were heated and cooled. Okay. Yeah, which was something I hadn't seen.
So what would be the purpose of heating and cooling a mirror?
I don't know. But it had a little... No, it wasn't heating and cooling. It was lights. It was... those lights that...
Oh, like kind of like what we got up here on the joint right there?
Kind of like a ring light.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I think it has something on there for the steam, too.
Okay.
Like, when you're in the shower and you don't want your mirrors to...
Yeah.
And it was like 2 little buttons on the mirror, which I thought was cool. I had never seen anything like that. And I was like, for this price point, I mean...
How much was it? How much the price point was it?
It was like 3 something. A little less than 4. Yeah. Okay.
And it was in Hampton?
Yeah. Hampton, yep. The light fixtures were really nice. Mm-hmm. It was a white kitchen with black
hardware.
Mm-hmm. Really pretty. Huge island. Mm-hmm. Want to say it was between 8 and 10 feet.
Okay.
Huge island.
That's what's up.
It was a really nice property, but it wasn't as wide. It was more long.
Yeah. It was in there a lot then. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But it was a really nice. They did a good job on the inside, for sure.
What's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, Yeah, so I had had the final walkthrough yesterday. Builder told me everything went well with that. So, I'm excited for them to close and get that one done.
Speaking of new construction, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
So I was on social media and I was listening to a video from Earn Your Leisure. Mm-hmm. And you know them better than I do. What's the taller guy's name?
Rashad.
Okay, so Rashad was talking about how, what did the caption say? I showed it to you. What did how you shouldn't buy?
I can't remember the caption.
Sometimes it's not the best investment to buy a home or something like that.
Yeah, to buy new. I think he said new construction or get a home built or something like build a new home or something like that. Yeah.
And so I was looking at it, and I was very thrown off. I'm not gonna lie to you because it was something that I didn't expect to see from someone who does investments. Oh, yeah. It says my worst financial mistake was buying a house. And I was like, what? Yeah. I had to listen to the video. I had to chime in because I was
it's funny how people put titles out there like that. Cause that does because, most people, the best investment they do is buy a house.
Correct.
So when you put just contrary information or a contrary title out there, most people are going to be like, oh, man, let me see what they're talking about. The caption should have read,
my worst investment was building a house.
Correct. Yeah.
And I wanted to chime in on that because I have buyers who buy new construction all the time.
Yeah.
But in his particular situation, okay, let's start here. There's two different types of new construction that you can start with, right? Mm-hmm. You have your construction to perm, which is when you've bought your land and now you're looking to build something on the land that you already own. Mm-hmm. But then you also have new construction where the builder is responsible for the land, the build of the house. Correct. And then you're simply just buying the house and the land from them all at once.
Correct.
Right? Mm-hmm. That happens so often here in Hampton Roads. I mean, I can't really speak for the rest of the United States, but it's a very popular process. Even when Bryan builds his homes, he's securing the land. He's building on the land, and then he sells everything to the buyer as one.
Yeah.
So the headache is his when it comes to the land and everything that's happening beforehand.
Yeah.
But when you're not experienced in real estate and you don't know exactly what you're per se doing, it's probably not the best idea for you to go out and buy your own land and just simply build on that land if you don't know the process.
Yeah.
So yes, I do agree with a portion of what he said. It may not be the best investment for you when you're not knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But buying a house is definitely a good investment, and buying new construction isn't always bad because you can buy something that's already built.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where, in his situation, I was reading into it, he was talking about having a water basin in the back of the home. And I guess he's at the point where the house was starting to be built. So the foundation was poured. I don't know if he's on a crawl space or a slab, but they had at least a foundation portion done. And then, during that process, when you're doing a loan on that, you're making interest payments, you're paying on it, hoping that the house will be built in a timely manner. You know what I mean? So hoping it'll be done in, maybe 6 to 8 months, depending on how extensive the build is. Mm-hmm. And, if you didn't do the proper due diligence up front and understand exactly, the property layout, some of the different challenges that could come with that and kind of have all those things worked out from the beginning. Yeah. I mean, that's something, I mean, I can speak from experience, I feel like I can chime in on that. I mean, that's something that, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know,
Absolutely.
So that's why I just, that's why it's like, you say you can crawl before you can walk. I know sometimes when, we make a lump sum of money or make a lot of money, we feel like, hey, we're going to get this house built. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. You need to have somebody who's helping you with that process.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't know if he did or didn't, but I feel like if he did, that person would have been able to give him some type of game on letting him know, hey, these are some of the things you need to look out for while or before you actually purchase this piece of land. Because when you buy the piece of land, you can't give it back. You own it. So whatever the imperfections is with that piece of land, if you're trying to build on, that's just what it is. You have to work through it. So, I've experienced that myself. I've purchased things where, it's taken me, years to finally be able to build on it because, I didn't do the proper due diligence. So I didn't check all the boxes when it comes to, being able to build on the home. So it's just kind of one of them things where, you either have to have somebody that has had this experience and help you with that process, or just kind of not do that really. You know what I'm saying? Maybe go a different route and still be able to get the end result that you want, you know? So
because in certain situations, like I know I've sat in and discussed some of your new construction projects, and when you're working with the city, when you're working with your builder, when you're doing all those different things to get the layout of the particular house, right? Mm-hmm. If you have a buyer early on in the process, that buyer gets to pick out a lot of the finishes that they want in the property, as long as they're willing to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
But I know that a lot of people want that custom, more custom than really is what needed, what's needed, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes going that route isn't always the best option. But if I could build a house and pick out how I want the layout to be, and even be so included at the very, very beginning of the stages when they do something like lay the foundation, you can be a part of the design.
Yeah.
It just really depends on your builder.
Yeah.
But getting a builder that is going to front the cost of the land and the build is probably the best option when you're not well versed in real estate.
Correct. No, I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that.
Yeah. So I saw that online, and it kind of, the heading threw me off. I was like, wait a minute, hold on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's just like what they do. They do Bitcoin, and they do, all the investing side of things. Now, I am not versed in that.
Yeah.
So I am not going to go and get $500,000 and be like, you know what? I got the money. I'm about to go start trading. I would be a fool.
Yeah.
Even though they advised that's, lucrative for them. But because I'm not versed in it, I haven't done my research. I haven't figured out, where to even start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not going to go and spend that money if I don't know what I'm doing. And that vice versa.
Yeah. No,
it works. It works both ways.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know a lot of times we try to, like, whatever's the trendiest thing or whatever, like, is going on, we try to, like, jump in it without really understanding what we're doing. Like, I've done that before. I mean, I'm guilty of it as well. But for me, you got to know what you're doing before you jump out there, especially you spend your money on it. And then, what works for you works for you. Like, what works for this person may not work for you. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody has, a different calling, a different purpose, so just depending on what you got going on and what's made for you is going to be for you. So that's what you need to kind of really put all your energy and your attention on, because I know, like, I've wanted to dabble in, like, Bitcoin, all that stuff, but that's just not for me. Like,
it's too much.
I'm
me
just
either.
Yeah, I'm just real estate. I keep it simple. Like, that's something that I'm already in, through mortgage anyway. So I have a knowledge just, because of that. And so that's kind of what I am. I mean, I got some, some stocks here and there and do things, in that world too, but nothing outside of that, just because I'm not there. I even remember all the people who got into those NFTs. Remember the NFT? You know what an NFT is? It was like that virtual, I guess you could call it like virtual property, I guess you could say, where people were like in a virtual space and like you could own land and own things virtually, and they were selling like.
I didn't even know NFTs got that deep. So
I
didn't know that perspective, but yes, I am aware of NFTs.
Yeah, and so people were buying like certain, like, even like, I remember it was like a monkey or something that was like very popular. People were spending millions and millions of dollars to have like this particular monkey in this virtual world or whatever. And like that, it never, at least so far, I mean, I guess it could change as things progress, but they, like, a lot of that stuff now is worth absolutely nothing. Like, people were like during the pandemic, like 4 or 5 years ago, like, people were spending a lot of money on those things just to say, hey, I have it, and they own it. And now that stuff is worth absolutely nothing. Yeah. I even heard, we've seen Mark Cuban. He was really big in that space. He was promoting NFTs pretty heavily as well. I know he had bought some stuff there too. But yeah, that stuff is worth absolutely nothing. And I would be pissed if I, like, because it's the wave, because people are talking about it, it's trendy, if I'd have spent like my hard-earned money or savings on an NFT because I'm trying to get ahead of the curve and trying to, be at the forefront of something, and now 3-4 years later it's worth absolutely nothing. Like, I'd be depressed.
Too.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Depressed.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and it's kind of jumping into, obviously we talked about, the housing stuff with new construction. We've had a tough week, I would say, interest rate wise as well.
Yes, it was.
Took a pounding, man. Rates now are pretty much across the board, depending on, government loans, we could probably get under 7, man. But, your standard average loan right now, man, is going to be above 7% or right at 7%, which is unfortunate, man. I know we've had a rocky road. I mean, everyone's still looking for that light at the end of the tunnel. You know, we're still anticipating rates to get better as the year progresses, but you know, the road to there has been bumpy, and it still has, you know, will continue to be bumpy. But hopefully, you know, we get where, you know, we hope to be and where we, you know, want the customers to be as well. So, yeah, so that we took a pounding this past week, man. I was like, dang, there's people I'm watching, you know, that are looking at rates that want to close in like late March. I'm helping, and even in April, and yeah, it hasn't been pleasant at all.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah, it's, you know, it's one of those things where, because again, I've said this before, we had a pandemic, which was a shock. It was a surprise. Nobody knew what was going to happen during that time. We got good rates. If you're expecting for rates to get down to 2-3% again anytime soon, probably won't happen.
Yeah.
But hopefully, based on the knowledge that we have now, rates do get down to at least 5%.
Yeah.
I think that once they get to 5%, the market's going to be booming once again.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
The good thing about living in this area in Hampton Roads, we have so much military presence.
Yeah.
It's a fluid city. So there's always people PCSing, moving in, going out, things like that. So
yeah.
I think that our area is I wouldn't say safe, but it is a good fluid area.
Yeah.
But there are some parts of the country where there's no movement.
Because of that. Yeah. And I agree with you. That's why I've been living in Virginia for a while. I've thought about living in other places before, but I mean, just because of that alone and what we do, I mean, that's important, you know what I mean, as far as what we do, you know, having that transit, I would call, area where people come in and out all the time, and, you know, they want to buy a house. So, you know, I agree with you on that for sure. Something I saw in the news a couple of days ago, I saw, you know, in the financial world, the banking world, was that Capital One bought Discover for $35 billion. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah. So that was wild. I seen that pretty much. It's kind of almost, I guess, not a merger per se, but you know, most folks know, you know, your major credit cards are like Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Then, you know, like Discover and now Capital One. Like all those are kind of like in like 6th, 7th. You know, I guess when it comes to like market share and popularity amongst, you know, the other credit card, you know, companies. But basically, from what I read, Capital One and Discover kind of, you know, joining alliances to be able to try to compete with some of the bigger companies like the Visa and the MasterCard. So I'm eager to see what happens from that, man. I mean, I feel like I see Capital One.
No. Oh, yeah.
What?
No, wait. That doesn't even... Visa and MasterCard are the platforms, and then Discover is a platform.
Mm-hmm.
But Capital One is a bank. Like,
true.
JP Morgan.
Yeah, that's true. I'm tripping. Right. Yeah. Bank. Yeah, you're right. I'm tripping hard. Yeah.
So Discover is... Capital One is buying out Discover.
Yeah.
But it's the base name is going to be the bank, which is Capital One.
Correct.
There's always going to be a Visa, no matter where you go, a MasterCard, a Discover, and an American Express, which is the provider of the merchant services.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that, yes, you're right. They do need to compete because now that Capital One has basically gathered an asset, now they own Discover, so you can be with Bank of America, and Bank of America could offer a Discover card, and you can make money that way.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's how that works.
Yeah, my bad. I know you're more on the banking side than me. You know, I'm mortgage. So
I was listening to you talk. I'm like, hold on, wait. This ain't. Nah. You was almost there.
Almost. I tried to see. Look, I tried to talk that talk, but I was wrong.
I mean, you had it right.
Yeah.
But Discover is just not a bank.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
I mean, everything else was on point.
Correct.
I'll give you that.
Speaking of,
that's why we gotta have friends that's gonna call you on your shit.
Absolutely, gotta have somebody that goes, you know, give it to you straight for sure. So, what was I about to say? Also speaking of money, I saw too that there was a guy up in D.C. He's actually suing the Powerball, suing the lottery because he had a winning lottery ticket. So he had his lottery ticket. When they announced the numbers on TV, he looked at his lottery ticket and the numbers matched. And so he thought he had won $340 million. That was what the Powerball was worth, right?
So America saw this.
Yeah, it was on TV.
Okay.
So yeah, it was on TV. And so the numbers came out, boom. Then he said he called his best friend and told his best friend about it. And his best friend was like, hey, make sure you take a picture of the TV screen just to confirm, make sure that's correct, right? So he did that. And then I guess from my understanding, what I read is he went and turned the lottery ticket in, and they were like, yeah, that's not the correct number. And so he was like, what? So he like showed them what he had, and they were like, yeah, they just basically told him like, they showed him what the real number was. And they were like, yeah, you got that's not correct or whatever.
Oh, no.
And so I guess they found out that the number that was posted initially there was a mistake. There was an error, I guess, within the number that was posted. So now he's suing them for that full amount.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
I would assume. What was the amount?
$340 million.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would sue for more.
Yeah. From my understanding, I know I didn't read all of it, but he was saying like it really messed him up. You know what I mean? Because he literally thought that he won $340 million. How you gonna?
You know?
And
imagine seeing that card and your heart drops like
Correct.
It's on the floor. You
Correct.
like, oh my life gonna be changed. My kids' life's gonna be changed.
Yep.
My family's life, my kids' gonna be changed. I mean, you put $10 million.
Yeah.
In an account, and you can let that collect interest annually, and it's gonna pay your bills if you live within your means.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And those companies, man, people don't understand, like the lottery, they make a lot of money, man.
What?
They make a lot of money. So if you can't even, like, you can't rely on what they put, you would think that the checks and balances or whatever the situation is, by the time they put it on TV, that got to be what it is, right? Like, they could just now after that say, hey, no, that was wrong. If that's the case,
they can do that with everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying.
That ain't cool.
So
that's false advertisement.
Yeah, man.
There's advertisement laws out there, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm assuming whoever his lawyer is who's, helping him or who's representing him in this lawsuit, I'm pretty sure they're attaching all these different types of things to say, hey,
they're probably going to settle.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they'll probably end up settling.
Absolutely.
He probably is not going to get $340 million.
He's going to probably get I'm going to guess. I think he's going to walk away with about $150 million.
You think that much? Yeah. I don't even think that much.
I do.
I think the gentleman he's a little older. If I'm not mistaken.
You pay taxes on that. He gonna walk away with maybe $50 million.
Nah, I don't think he's gonna get that, man.
Okay,
what's
your guess?
I'm gonna say probably like $10 million.
Okay, yeah. we're gonna keep up on this.
Yeah, we'll keep on that. Yeah,
we're gonna definitely keep up. I
just can't. I think after a while, because what those companies will do, man, because they got lawyers too, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they gonna stall them out. They gonna, you know what I mean? And I feel like the guys probably just gonna end up settling like, hey, because if he didn't have $10 million beforehand, hey, they could probably pressure him to saying like, look, this is $10 million. You can either go to court and maybe get zero, or you can take this $10 million and just say, hey, I'm now $10 million richer than I was before. And I think how would you react in that situation? Would you, if there's an opportunity for you to go to court and not get anything, or they offer you $10 million, say as a settlement, what you gonna do?
It really depends on what my lawyer is saying, honestly. So I would personally talk with my lawyer.
So let's say this, because I want you, let's say this. Let's say the lawyer says it's 50-50. The lawyer is telling you it could go either way. So ultimately the decision is yours. Because the lawyer works for you. You're his.
Again, if it's 50-50, I would take a look at all of the case laws and all of the evidence that would help my case, right? And from that information, determine if I'm going to move forward. Mm-hmm. So if it looks like there's a better chance, then I'm going to go with, let's go to court.
Okay.
Because even if you go to court, you can still refile.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can keep going with it.
You better than me. I'm taking that $10 million.
You are?
100%.
It just depends with
100%. Me. Yeah, because to me, in that situation, if it's not a slam dunk type of situation and $10 million would change my life, I mean, I'm taking the $10 million. That's how I would look at it. Okay. Like, I mean, obviously, like how you said, to a degree, I mean, I would see, my counsel, my lawyer, whatever my lawyer is instructing me. If they're saying, hey, let's go to court, obviously I'm going to do whatever my lawyer says.
That's what a lot of people do when it comes to
What were you about to say?
That's what a lot of people do when it comes to, like, taking that chance with going to jail and, like, not taking things to trial and, like, getting plea deals and all these different things because they scared to actually go up against, you know, what's right. And for me, in that particular situation, that's wrong, man.
I agree that's wrong.
So, but I understand your perspective, but for me, it's like...
I agree that's wrong. I just think that there's a legal system for a reason, though, too, though. You know what I mean? Like, I agree that's wrong. Like, if it's my... Like, see, I look at it different. Like, I agree with you saying, but it's different when, like, if I'm about to go to jail and, like, I didn't do something, like, I'm gonna go to see the thing, see it through court. Like, that's how I'm gonna do it, right? Okay. But if it's, like, a situation where, hey, they messed up on some numbers... and I can, you know, potentially get $200 or $340 million or zero if I go to court, or I can settle for $10 million. Like, that's not a lose situation to me. Like, my life, me having to go sit behind bars, that's a lose situation. You know what I'm saying? But me getting $10 million and me getting $340 million,
it's just a win-win.
It's a win-win. Like, it's just you know, on anybody's, like, for me, that's how I look at it. Like, I'm not losing in that scenario. So therefore, that's kind of how I look at it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if I didn't do anything wrong and I feel like I'm facing jail time, whatever, now I'm gonna see that thing through. I'm not taking no plea. I'm not admitting to anything that I didn't do. But if it's like a situation where it's financial, like, hey, I can get either $10 million or $340 million, and there's, you know, a 50-50 chance I don't get that $340 million, I'm gonna get the sure thing. That's how I look at it. Okay. Yeah. It's $10 million. I mean, $10 million, $10 million.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. You know? Just make sure when you get 10, I get $1. Some.
I got you. I definitely got you. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, you know, as well.
So have you seen in the news where Beyonce has a new hair care line that's coming out?
I heard about it. So yeah, I'm not, you know, obviously that's not something that's on my radar per se, you know, women's hair things, but I did hear about it. You know,
but I mean, Jay-Z is on your radar, so I feel like they're a bundle deal.
Correct, but Jay-Z's on my radar, but that's, I mean, they do their business, they do some business stuff separately, and on top of it, it's hair, like it's women's hair stuff. So I heard about it, but I didn't like look into it, I guess you could say. You know how how something can come in front of you, maybe you see it on social media, or maybe somebody mentions it, or you see it on the news or something commercial, and then like, oh, I kind of like look further into it to kind of understand what's going on. Like, I mean, that's not something I would look further into, but I did hear about it. Hear about it. Yeah. So what's going on with it though? What's up?
Basically, she's dropping a new hair line. Okay. That's it. I mean, you know, Rihanna's done it. She's very successful in her makeup. I mean, her makeup and skincare line. Ciara has a skincare line. What's the girl name from Housewives? Kenya Moore. Okay. She has a hair care line. So all, you know, those are lucrative businesses that can potentially make you a millionaire. The Kardashians, they have it. You know, it's one of those things where once you start it and it's popping and it actually works, then. But a lot of those people actually use their own products, right? Because I follow Ciara on social media. She actually uses her products on camera for you to see, and Ciara is very beautiful. Rihanna, same thing. You know, she wears her product. She uses her product. She displays that online. She wears her lingerie. Now, what I want to see, I have to see Beyonce put this hair stuff in. Matter of fact, I need to see Beyonce's real hair first. See her use the product in her real hair. And I ain't talking about just you telling me that's your real hair. I need you to get on camera, turn around, lift that hair up. I need to see that scalp. Go ahead and get you some Blue Magic. Put that thing on there. What? I need to see it because she did an article or she posted something where she was talking about how she was having issues with her hair, and that's why she did a pixie cut back in, I don't know, something in the 2000s. And I swear to you, when I saw it, I went straight to the comments. Everybody, including me, was like, I thought that was a wig. So, for me, I'm not using a hair care product unless I see her use it. I'm just not going to buy it because it's Beyonce's hair care line.
Yeah, with Beehive, they're going to eat it all up.
Of course.
I don't know if you're a part. Are you a part of the Beehive or you're not?
I'm not.
You're not part of the Beehive. Yeah,
but
Beehive
one thing that I do know is every time she drops like a clothing line, something that is outside of music, it is a trend, but then it slowly fades.
Yeah.
That I've seen. I could be wrong. I ain't part of the beehive. But that's just what I've seen.
Yeah. But that surge, that initial surge, though, be strong, though. That joint be strong. Like, because, I mean, obviously, Beyonce's a huge brand, herself.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
How she carries herself. I love how she's very private when it comes to her family.
Yeah, anything that she endorses or anything that she puts her name on or beside, I mean, that joint's going to take off, you know, at least initially. Like you said, it may run out of steam eventually or however long that goes. But I'm sure that because before anybody does anything like that, they look at what the investment is, how much it's going to cost, how much they can make. And I'm sure that initial surge typically recoups whatever type of investment or whatever, or whatever their goal was to try to make or be within that situation or that product. So, we'll see.
Jay-Z can even use it. He can lift a dread or two up and put that thing on there.
I remember back in the day. I don't know if this was where you was at too. But I remember, you know, there's always like they even still got me a Sally Beauty Supply. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had those like in Michigan and stuff like that? Or is that like a national thing? Or is that okay? Again, I don't know. I only know what I know, right? Mm-hmm. So I remember growing up, my mom, I used to put like the pink stuff in my hair. You know, the girls, I think it was like more for girls anyway.
Pink oil moisturizer?
It was like pink, I don't know what it is. It was like a cream in your hair.
Pink oil moisturizer. I put that in my son's hair this morning. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I thought that I wasn't supposed to be putting that in there because I thought it was like more of like a woman's product. Oh. But because it was pink, you know what I'm saying? But I remember my mom used to get it, and I just remember like putting it in my hair because I remember back in the day, like I still have this now. Like I have a dry scalp, right? So a lot of times, you know, growing up, I would put grease in my hair. I would put like Murray's grease and stuff in my hair, but it was like really like thick. You know what I'm saying?
That Murray's grease is like women's edge controls today. I remember when I was a kid, I used to put that thing on my edges sometimes when I was slicking my hair back in a ponytail. Because I can't remember why I even had Murray's in my house, but I think it was because of my brother. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have Murray's, and it was another brand that my dad put me on. Yeah, it was black and it was the orange joint. Yeah. So my dad, he put me on to it. So I used to put it in my hair, but my hair would dry out and I would have a dry scalp. So my mom was like, hey, you can use the stuff that I have. Yeah. And so I remember I used to put the pink stuff in my head, and that actually worked better. But I used to I was kind of embarrassed by it. I didn't want to tell people because I thought I was putting like girl stuff in my hair. You know what I'm saying?
No, hair is hair. It don't have a gender preference.
Yeah. That's a good one. I didn't look at it like that at the time. You know what I mean? So that's good. But I was just curious to see because I didn't even know. I didn't know. I hadn't seen that stuff floating around. One of the, so it's still out? You saying you're putting in your son's hair to this day? Still out? Okay.
That and this stuff called Live or Love. It's like a white bottle, and it has a red label. I think it's LIV. It's old school. Okay. Like old school. Okay. And it's very similar to pink oil moisturizer, except for this is white. Okay. And it's very thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll buy that. I don't buy it all the time, but sometimes I will because some of the moisturizer that they make now doesn't really moisturize your hair. Your hair ends up being dry again. Yeah. And ultimately, us African American people, that's one thing that we lack is moisture for the most part.
That's true.
And so, we have to add moisture. You know, people of non-color or white people, they have to, their scalps get over-greased. That's why they have to wash their hair so often. Yeah. We can't do that. We have to actually put moisture into our hair.
Yeah.
To get it to grow. Yeah.
That's funny. That's a good point, man. Speaking of kind of changing the subject a little bit, a show that I've been locked on this week, or actually the last 2 weeks, Love is Blind. Have you watched that at all? Yeah. You watched that show? Okay. Well, I think I've talked to you about it before, like a previous season. But have you watched the new season though?
Yeah.
Okay, you have. Okay.
So my very first season was last season.
Okay.
And that thing was good. I was locked in. I loved the tall guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
And the Hispanic girl.
Yeah.
I loved them as a couple. They were so cute. Yeah. And he was so mature.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was a nerd.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. All that.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
This season, however.
It's in Charlotte this season too.
It is in Charlotte,
it's right around the corner.
Every couple has like something. I don't think any of them are gonna work. Honestly, so? Not one.
I agree. Not how they're currently set up. Like I mean, there's temptation from other people that wasn't chosen that I feel like that might work better than the person that they're currently with right now.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Like hold on, let me see. hold on. I got their names. Look, hold on. Wait.
Yeah, the funny thing though for me was I know like it was a guy. I think his name is Johnny, if I'm not mistaken, or Jimmy. His name is Jimmy. The dude Jimmy was liking two girls. I think he actually said he loved both girls, right? And the whole concept of the show, Love is Blind, is that you can fall in love with somebody without actually seeing them. A lot of times people don't give people a chance when it comes to getting to know them based off their physical appearance, right? And so the whole concept of the show is to kind of, fall for somebody without physically seeing them. Mm-hmm. So the dude, Jimmy, was trying to pick between two girls that he liked, right? They both liked him. He liked both of them. And it was funny. One of the girls was like, some people mistake me for Megan Fox. Is it Megan Fox?
Yeah, it's Megan Fox.
Yeah, he's like Megan Fox. And I see, because it was funny because that episode, you could tell the way the conversation was going, it looked like he was getting ready to break up, like basically say, hey, I'm not choosing you, I'm going to choose this other girl. Mm-hmm. And she kind of used that to me as like a lifesaver, you know what I mean? To kind of say, hey, basically to paint the picture of how she looks, right? Which is really against what the whole concept of what you're supposed to be doing for the show. And it was funny. His whole demeanor changed. He was like, Megan Fox?
Yeah,
what? He was like,
so
what?
Excited.
He got excited. And then what happened was he ended up talking to the other girl and kind of breaking it off with her and then coming back and end up picking this girl. And it was funny because now that he's seen her, he picked her and everything. She don't look like Megan Fox, man. And he's kind of said that. And she's very insecure in their relationship. And
to me, she does have some of the
middle
facial features of Megan Fox. But when you say Megan Fox, you ain't got the body.
Nah.
You ain't got
She ain't got none of that.
The everything else.
Yeah. But again, I feel like what the reason she said that in the moment she said that was to try to paint a picture to try to help him decide to pick her.
Yeah.
And so I feel since he's picked her, she's insecure because she knows the other girl actually is a pretty good looking woman. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't want him to like, maybe try to talk to her and leave her or whatever. So she's been crying a lot, saying certain things. I know he said in the last episode that she was clingy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like, I feel like she's doing all these things because she's very insecure and she knows that, the way she went about having him pick wasn't right. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of makes you feel like you got to kind of like, you're not on solid footing. And so I just thought that was funny, man.
Yeah, I think that, is it Kenneth and Brittany, the black guy?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't think that they are a match at all.
Nah.
He's very dismissive.
Yeah.
And I saw... So I tried to catch up as much as possible this morning, actually, to make sure that I was, like, caught up.
Yeah.
Because I had a feeling that because this is so popular that we probably would talk about it. But on the last scene that I saw, he literally left her crying downstairs, did not console her at all, went upstairs and called his boy and was like, I'm about to slide.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I don't know if you heard, like, I mean, he broke up with her.
He did, but
he was like,
it doesn't
you
matter
need to be with somebody, like, basically you'd be better off with somebody else. And it's the way that he was talking to her, man. Like, even before that point, like, when they first got back to the apartment and she was, like, all happy, like, hey, we're in the same living space. She was, like, trying to, like, incorporate their lives together, like as far as like the toothpaste and what drawer do you want to use and all that. My man was just sitting there on the phone, just like very just being distant and all that. And like I don't know, man. Like and then they were on the couch and it's how and they were on the couch having a conversation, and it was just like how he was talking to her, man. It just seemed like it seemed like he feel like he got like he hot shit, bro. Like what I mean? Like he got like he like holier than thou, and he got all of his stuff like in order, and like her feelings aren't valid, like basically, you know what I mean? I'm just like,
very dismissive.
Yeah, I just felt
very
like that was
dismissive. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I thought
that
was crazy, and I didn't see that coming. Like I didn't think that they were gonna work in general. Like when they were like just in the pods doing the whole getting to know each other. Like I didn't think they were gonna work, but like the way that they fell out, I didn't expect it to go down like that. I didn't expect him to be like that, and for her, it just because I felt like she was doing everything the right way, I guess, to a degree or whatever, and he was just being very whatever. So yeah.
And then Clay and AD.
Oh yeah, the brother and the sister. Yeah, man. Yeah. I was talking to my boy Los. Shout out to Los. I I was talking to him about it because he watches it too. It's funny. He literally texts me, "Yo, you know the new season Love Is Blind's out." He's like, "Yeah, you got to call me once you caught up because I done watched all of me and him, his wife, they've watched all of it already." So I called him and we talked through it. He was like, "Yo, like first off, I remember he was like, yo, in the pods, he was like, yo, my shorty got to be like her body got to be a certain way and she got to have this or whatever." And he was being very stereotypical, you know what I'm saying? And so I was actually surprised because the girl was actually talking to another guy. I was surprised she ended up like coming back towards him, you know what I mean? But anyway.
Who was she talking to? Oh, no, I wasn't surprised because
the other person she wasn't talking to wasn't
Superman. He looked like Clark Kent.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, he wasn't. No. I mean, he wasn't like a great fit. But I just like she was so turned off with how the dude Clay was talking at that time. I didn't think that she was going to circle back to him.
Something's up with Clay. I don't know what it is.
He's not stable, man.
He has like. He looks like he has like ADHD.
Yeah.
Or AD.
Did you see the joint when they were sitting at the
or anxiety? Yeah, one of the three.
He got something going on.
He got something because he's very like.
Yeah. And the thing about it is like, you know, I know like he's a good looking dude. Like I know most women probably would be like, oh yeah, he's a good catch, just you know the looks and all that or whatever, man. But like he seems just unstable to me. Like he just seems like you said, I don't know. It just. He
seems like from a unstable, like with relationships, or an unstable person, because he seemed like he has his stuff together.
I think he's okay.
Very like
I think he's
put
okay
together. Because one thing that I did notice is when they came to his house, yes, he must be ready for some type of. He got this 4-bedroom house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He said that I don't know how soon or when he did that vision board, but I mean he did have that he wanted a real relationship. Now is he superficial? Absolutely.
See that? Look, I'm a guy.
I think
let me talk real quick from a male perspective and to the ladies real quick. Okay, I'm a guy, right?
Okay.
All right. How can I explain this the best way? I agree with everything you said right there. I think again, like everything that he's doing and everything that he has to present, I feel like a woman will probably be like, "Yo, I didn't hit the jackpot." You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you have conversation with people, like,
True.
Like you can tell. I mean, I'm talking about off the first, like just back and forth. Like,
True.
It don't really match those things.
Yeah.
And so typically for me, and when those things don't match, there's something going on. Like I think he's aware of what he needs to show to present himself in a way to try to get a good woman. Like he understands that about himself. So he understands his weakness. So he knows what he needs to like. Sometimes what people do is they know their weakness. So what they'll do is like things that they know that can attract someone, they'll focus on those things to try to kind of cover up their weakness. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I was saying from him. Like, you know what I mean? Seems like he's a good brother. Seems like he's a good brother. I'm not trying to be disrespectful in him. I don't know him personally or whatever. Yeah. But it just seems like just from a man's perspective, like I understand how that could be and how you're trying to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys listening to the podcast today.
Yeah.
We will catch you next week.
Yeah.
And
we run up on our time today, so sorry for the abrupt exit on this particular episode. But yeah, we were just kind of obviously, you know, talking about the Love Is Blind at the end. We'll catch up on. I think there'll be some more episodes that probably come out by the time the next podcast starts. So we'll go into a little bit further detail, you know.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.